Okay.
It's NTT IndyCar Race Weekend, and you know what that means. When they race, we race first. And now it's time for some top split action in the 2025 IndyCar iRacing Series. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gary Gotza. Welcome to round 8 of the 2025 season for the IndyCar iRacing Series and our Saturday top split broadcast presented by 4D Racewear as we return to oval racing this week at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway for, yes, this is our longest race of the season. As always, joining me in the booth, and we will get to his introduction now, but we will hear from him just after I do the starting lineups, is Ryan Eric King from jalopnik.com. Make sure to check him out on jalopnik.com. He has a lot of good articles there. And we are going to jump on into this because the field is rolling, and we want to get a starting lineup in here. And on the pole, with a speed of 188.7, Hamilton Akabueasy right next to him. His teammate, not LGN, but Luis Nunez with a 188.7, Burrell Maleska, row 2, Andrich and Carasala, row 3, Orman Hollaball, row 4, Taylor and Ty Quilla back on row 5. We got Alexander and Brophy on row 6, Craig and Sinclair, Clindy and Schlotterbeck in row 7 and 8, Puentes and Devine, row 9, Baroni and Ethan Agan in row 10. Watt and Rusty Plant in row 11, McConaughey and Moore in row 12, Hostler and Penny Lane in row 13, and Spice all alone but nice on row 14. Getting ready to go green this time by Welcome to Gateway, everybody. Welcome, Ryan Eric King. How are you?
Great. I can't wait to see if we can get through turn 1 clean as we go green. Okay, we're down the back straight, and we have no time to breathe heading into this race, and it seems like it's the same for the drivers out on track. They're trying to get any position they can here at the start.
Get going while the getting is good. It is fiercely forward, P1, P2, and P3 on the racetrack, and King Robert right there in 4th, tracking him down, and Blaze Andrich with the Rogue Racing entry in 5th. Big run for, looks like that is a little bit further on back. Yeah, that's the Ty Quilla. Big run on the high side there around Brophy. Opening the door for Seb Alexander, one of their cooperative teammates. Here is Matt Taylor to the inside of Carasala. Carasala is, I think, the worst performing P1 car, or the, not P1, Fiercely Forward car, and Carasala is still in the top 10. That's how good Fiercely Forward is. We're going to go 3 wide. Ty Quilla down low, and Carasala rolls out of it. He did not want to be part of that.
Well, that opens the door for Seb Alexander.
And then also Alexander might bring his teammate right behind him, or actually it's a couple cars behind him. Clindy, that's Jason Brophy. Got a lot of cars out there starting to look alike now. Those Brophy and Rashad Craig cars look an awful lot alike at times.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back up front, it is Hamilton, Luis Nunez, the general, Robert Malechka and Blaze Andrich. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we are now 6 laps into this thing.
Yeah, seemingly things are calm at the front, relatively speaking. Everyone's single file. The real fight's back in the midfield, and oh boy.
And, yeah, we're all single file. Let's go back to 15th spot. Ethan Agan on the backside of Matty Sinclair, bringing with him Rashad Craig. These 3 cars kind of in an area code of their own at the moment. Rusty Plant, Brandon Devine side by side coming off of 2. Al Glenworth taking a look to the inside. A Sim Carousel down the front stretch. Car way up in the wall. Way up on the high side is Brophy. Brophy is a very accomplished stock car driver, and he's ripping the high side. Not the preferred line for the Indy cars up there, at least not that high. But be it far from me to tell Brophy he doesn't know what he's doing. He's probably one of the more accomplished drivers out here. Everybody getting close to that turn 2 exit wall. Here are your weather conditions. And it is a very comfortable night right now. 76 degrees on the ambient. Track temperature just non-existent really for these cars at 80 degrees. Which really tells me, Ryan, that they could just push almost every single lap if they want to.
I think we are seeing that from the drivers out front, because, like, 3 and 4 here, flat out most of the time. 1 you have to live for, and, you know, if you get 1 done, 2 will come to you. So it's a very straightforward lap, and if you don't have to worry about managing your tires, you're just going.
Rusty Plant, Brandon Devine still going at it back there now. Entering the picture is Nathan Moore. Not with a good start for one of the guys in the top 3 in points. He's going to have to race from the back to the front. And when the weather is this cool here and the track is this cool, with all the grip that everyone has, here's Devine to the inside of Plant. This is for position 18. This is how fierce we're fighting all the way through this field. When the track is this cool, it is very tough to pass here, because the playing field is very level when the track is cool.
Yeah.
Here's your new sound effect and new wheel from the latest update. Moore backs off. We're riding with Moore. Still getting used to the new sounds. To the inside of Devine. Oh, Devine came down a little bit, but thought better of it. Now Devine will have the high side run, but Moore. Devine rolls out of it. Moore gets the shot. Moore gets the position. Move Moore up to 19th now, as he attacks Rusty Plant, and now needs to really pass Rusty, because there is a big gap to the cars in front of him, and we're only 17 laps into this race. Here he goes to the inside of Rusty Plant, and he gives by the Vermonter. Not quite.
Coming back.
We got a couple different new perspectives. Here's a new one out the rear, over the back wing. Look at the heat coming out of those pipes. That's, again, they've added to that effect right there. Down to the Robbie Gordon cam, and now the man who's currently second in points has the racetrack all to himself, all the way up to AJ Slaughterback in 17th, and he'll try to run him down. Meanwhile, back up front, Carousala, Clindy. This is for 12th and 13th. So what do you think of the new audio file? What do you think they sound, the cars sound a little bit better?
Yeah, they sound better. They sound far more realistic now. Like if you've ever heard these cars in person. I'm glad that.
Go ahead.
Like I'm glad the service is putting, you know, time and resources into keeping this car current.
I miss the old Cosworth turbo sound from the 80s. That is me. I'm just, again, dating myself. Angry old man shaking fist at cloud. Oh, Carousala slides up a little bit. Clindy crosses him over at the start-finish line. Now, Clindy does have a teammate in front of him, and Ty Quilla. He might be able to radio up ahead to Ty and say, give him dirty air in the corners and stay clear of the high side or the low side for me so I can try to make a pass on Sam.
The Plant was slowing on the back stretch and then down the front. Looks like he hit the turn 2 exit.
Rusty Plant, member of the Votive Indy Oval Series, winner last season at Phoenix, coming to pit road right now. This might be a terminal stop for him to end his day early. 27 cars started this race. Back up front it is a Cabo Easy, and now Hamilton is starting to get in the lap traffic. That's Jason Wallet right in front of him. Mike Penny Lane just in front of them as well, and Ellis Spice. Seb Alexander around Brophy for ninth spot. I know Seb's been working really hard at the Gateway race this week, wanting to put in a good effort very early. Only 10% into this thing. 26 now, 27 of 260. Our longest race of the season. That's right, because Indianapolis is only 500 kilometers, 312 miles. We're doing 325 miles here. This is our longest race of the season. Caution on the racetrack. Aiden McConaughey towing to the pits. Try to see what happened with McConaughey here. We'll try to speed it up here a little bit. Oh, McConaughey just goes to the inside of the racetrack and parks it and tows. So maybe maybe a domestic situation. Hopefully all's okay. And we're under caution at lap 29. And the leaders coming to pit road. that little growl purr sound that they added to these things. That sounds awesome. So real. And everybody that was in front of the leaders are going to get a bit of a reprieve. But all the leaders, everybody, every single one of them on the pit road, I'm not sure if anyone's staying out for track position. Yeah, I don't see a single car staying out unless those that were close to the end of the, got a lap down or at the end of the lead lap, they're going to stay out and get the wave around. They would have got the wave around anyways for if they're in front of the leader. Everybody hitting their stall all at the same time. We're thinking that this could be anywhere between a 4 or a 5 stopper, depending on, ooh, look at those cars ghosting together. They want to definitely clear up as Robert Malechka beats Luis Nunez off pit road, although Nunez is showing ahead of Malechka on the timing and scoring sheet. That was Kevin Burrell, actually, sorry. But, so Jesper Orman, I don't think stopped. I take that back.
Yeah, Orman did not stop and is now the new leader.
Yeah, Orman is going to throw the dice, and as the process, trap down Rusty Plant. Kabuizi now second, Luis Nunez third, Robert Malechka fourth, Kevin Burrell fifth. Blaze Andrews sixth, Matt Hollenball, who's had himself a good gateway week with a podium finish already. He is seventh. Matt Taylor with the podium finish this week already. He is eighth. Sam Alexander, we told you he's been working real hard. Barofi, we know he's been working real hard. Sam Carosella with that fiercely forward squad who's currently in second, third, and fifth. We know they've been working really hard. Tyquilla, we know the Rogue team has been working on their setups as well, along with Clindy and the IAR squad. Ethan Agan high in the points in the championship, currently 15th. Addie Sinclair, the lone independent out there, or one of the independents out there. Now on his car is Bluey, and I didn't know who Bluey is because, well, my daughter's like 22, so I had to be taught who Bluey was from I think it was Mark Murphy. So that is a children's cartoon character from down under there. And Nathan Moore in 17th spot. He is up 7 spots there. Getting ready to go green. Green flag. Back to green flag racing here at lap 31 to 32. 260 is the maximum number we're doing today. It is Orman, Akabuizi, Nunez, Malechka, and Burrell. As Orman, with the older tires, decided it was not worth coming to pit road to get a new set of tires. The degradation, especially with a temperature this cool on the racetrack, is just simply not there right now. It is 79 degrees. The track temp went down a degree since we started this race, Brian.
Yeah, and the track position might be worth it here because you can go so much faster around Gateway without anyone in front of you.
And on a lighter tank. Jesper, our leader, has won already one of the races this weekend, one of the top split races. He won the Friday 4 p.m. Eastern top split. That was Orman, Akabuizi, and Matt Hollenball on that podium. And then the Wednesday 9 p.m. Eastern top split was Alexander Russell, the new pickup for Power Slide Racing. Kevin Burrell, a general second. Matt Taylor was third. Today's strength of field is the highest so far this week, a 45.37. Robert Malechka goes purple, 186.4. Pit road speed limit is 45 miles per hour. Remember, this is all open setups. And the cars have changed a little bit, but not as much as they thought they were going to change, Ryan. They thought it was going to be kind of a bit of a more physics change from top to bottom of these cars, but it really seems to be more of a light patch for maybe the physics and more of an overhaul of how the cars look and sound now.
Yeah, because I think that it was down to the service not implementing the hybrid system, because a lot of the changes in real life we've seen in IndyCar is just due to the added weight of the hybrid system. If they don't exist on these cars, then that weight isn't there.
Side by side, Brophy and Seb Alexander. Taylor, they're kind of bottled up behind Taylor. Today's race coverage brought to you by 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on their link in the description. In 4D Racewear, you need a set of gloves. You race in bare feet or socks? Don't do that. Get their shoes. Can you imagine a real race car driver trying to drive in bare feet?
Oh God, that would be an excruciating experience.
No kidding, man. If a real race car driver's not going to do it, why should you? Get yourself a pair of shoes from 4D Racewear. 3 wide coming off the corner. And watching this battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Meanwhile, they are side by side for the lead.
Get up to the lead. Orman and Akabuizi. Akabuizi trying to break through. Luis Nunez, not LGN. Oh, almost contact coming off the corner. Evasive maneuver by Akabuizi down to the bottom.
Yeah, we have a little pack forming up here for the lead, and it is obviously a scenario where Hamilton's on fresher tires, and Orman is just trying to use brute pace to stay with him.
Oh! Very close to the wall. In fact, he might actually got into it, and that's what's going to open a pass to the inside. Here comes Orman. Gets the position. Hamilton has to shut the door before Nunez filled the hole, riding with Robert Malechka, as he is just riding down the front stretch between these three. Very patiently biding his time at the moment. 3 different lines down the backstretch for your leaders. Here comes Luis Nunez to the inside of his teammate. Remember, rule 1 of racing your teammates, do not wreck them. Actually, that's not. I'm fooling you. That's not his teammate. That's Orman.
It is.
Now, Orman rolls out of it a little bit, coming off the corner, opens the door to the bottom side for Malechka.
Is Orman trying to regroup, or is this a genuine fade to the back?
So we think his stop is going to be no earlier than 52, which is about 7 laps from now. We're talking about Jesper Orman. We will ride here with Jesper. Let's run the Robbie Gordon cam here. Car to the inside. You can hear it in the audio of Jesper, and that is Burrell. Burrell, big run. Almost clears Malechka in the process. Now he will clear Malechka in the process on the low side. Here, oh, Malechka slams the door on Jesper. Jesper catching a little bit of a break from Blaze Andrich. Blaze, teammate to Jesper at Rogue Racing. Ellis Spice, who started shotgun on the field, there he is. Spice up to 19th now, up 8 spots. Now about down 1 spot up in the high side. As Brody getting a run on the low side. We'll get that position. Not quite. Spice holds him off. Spice now 20th. Started 27th. Seb Alexander to the inside of Matt Taylor down the backstretch going into 3. This is for 9th spot.
Yeah, the inside is the preferred line, but if you can't get the move done before the exit of 4, you usually can't hold on to it. You got to fight for it the next corner.
Oh, big run. Now we're going to go 3 wide, 2 of which are teammates. Blended to the inside. It's kind of an associated teammate, but inside of the IAR car. And now they're sorted back out, but joining the battle is a fiercely forward car and another Rogue Racing entry of Ty Quilla in 13th. Hamilton Akabueezy now getting back in the traffic. He has now caught Brandon Puentes. Oh, Puentes rolled out of it in the middle of the corner. I don't think Hamilton expected that. Had to take a little bit of evasive action, but he got around him. So does Luis Nunez. Here comes Kevin Burrell. Malechka coming through. Orman coming through. So with that caution, it is possible that Orman might get closer to 60 for his stop. And if so, if he gets a lot of caution in this race, he might be one of the few that might maybe pull off a 3-stopper. I don't know. That's going to be very difficult. That's going to be a lot of caution. Orman to the inside of Robert Malechka going into 1. Another lap car involved here. That is Brandon Devine. Trying to stay out of everyone's way, staying to the high side. Scheduled stop coming to 54 to 55 for Jesper Orman. So he was not able to get as much out of that as I thought he would, and I think a lot of that had to do with the laps he was leading. He was punching the hole for everybody, while everyone was kind of following behind in the wake he was leaving.
Yeah, you're right about that, and it's going to be interesting to see where Orman comes out, because if he comes out in clean air, no one else is around him, it could benefit him. Especially as the leaders are dealing with lap traffic at the moment.
Orman down and away, done. And now a very difficult and slippery and flat pit out road. Now he can merge as he passed the blue cones, and he comes out in front of AJ Slaughterbeck. Now Orman just needs to hope that we stay green when these next round of pit stops come and see where he cycles back out. But your leader now is Akabueezy, Luis Nunez, Kevin Burrell. So back to an all fiercely forward set of leaders. Robert Malechka in 4th. Blaze Andrich in 5th. Check out 4-alarm Blaze Andrich here. He's in 5th spot, right ahead of Matt Hollenbaugh. Jason Brophy 7th, Seb Alexander 8th, Matt Taylor 9th, Clindy in 10th. Still the early stages, our longest race of the season, lap 58 of 260. Thanks for taking time on this Saturday where it seems to be rainy in Real Gateway. It's a shame we do have rain tires now. We could go rain racing if we want to, but that's crazy. We don't do that on ovals.
Yeah. What do we look like? NASCAR?
Wow, they are really bound up behind him here. That is Taylor, Glendy, Carousel, Aquila, Ethan Agan. They got lap traffic involved there. That is Mike Lane.
Yeah, the lap traffic can be a particular we're on
Caution,
your
and it is Brandon Devine, and Jesper Orman did not want to see that. The Let's see what happened. This is Brendan Devine and Matty Sinclair. So Devine down into the corner. A little bit of net code, but he was coming down. I don't know if he expected Matty to be there. And gets ricocheted up into the wall. And that is a very bad and broken right front corner. And that is day done for Brandon Devine. So he is on pit road. Now what do we see? Here come all the leaders to pit road. So I'm guessing this is where Orman at least will stay out and get his lap back and get the wave around. Everyone's only been out. And, well, I take it out. I say this only because that green flag stint, that was 31 laps, Ryan. We are moving at a pretty brisk pace around here. That was 31 laps under that stint, so they want to come to pit road anyways.
Yeah, because you're at that point where you start feeling it in the tires, and you're like, if the guy ahead of me is coming in for a fresh set, I might as well.
And there you see 3 staying out, Wallet, Orman, and Lane. They will get the wave around momentarily, but seeing action on pit road as, whoa, I think Luis Nunez beat out Acabo Easy and is now our new, well, pick up the lead, our new leader. Hamilton Acabo Easy second, Kevin Burrell in third. Robert Molechka maintains fourth. Jason Brophy, a good stop for him, gains a couple spots to fifth. He's now behind his teammate, and maybe they can start working together and mount an attack on the fiercely forward trio in front of him. Blaze Andrich in sixth. Matt Hollenbaugh in the All-American iRacers in seventh. Seb Alexander in eighth. Matt Taylor ninth. Clindy in 10th.
Yeah, looking back, the replay, the pit lane exit had to be, less than a foot in it. Probably the depth of the nose cone.
Let's see if we go back just a little bit further here. Here's Luis Nunez at second car. Oh, yeah. Nose cone at best. Nose cone at best. Mike Lane showing with the black flag right now. Probably passing under the caution here. Very easy to do, especially with that lower pit lane that you have there, the pit access road. This is where I feel VR comes in very handy. When you come down on that lower road, you can't pass the car in front of you. And if you do, that's where you kind of get the penalty for passing under caution. So when I race in VR, I turn my head and I just really look at that car. And I just make sure that I am staying behind the car because this track, among others, is very, very easy to pick up that black flag for passing under caution because of that pit access road.
Yeah, like normally me on my flat screen, I use the relative.
Getting ready to go green. Nunez, Acabo Easy, Burrell, fiercely forward squad, all time the restart. Right behind him, power slide duo of Brophy and Molechka. And then Andrich, Hollenbaugh, Alexander, Taylor, Clindy, the remainder of your top 10 back underway here at lap 64. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the IndyCar iRacing Series Saturday Top Split presented by 4D Racewear, make sure you respect the stream. Do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Didn't have a lot last week. It was kind of the off week for the series and for a lot of the series and for the service. As we see Acabo Easy getting the drop back on Nunez, getting back to the lead. Here comes Kevin Burrell to the inside. And our season 2, actually. Is it season 3? Yeah, season 3 of 2025 picks up in earnest next week, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Myself and Jacob Collins will call the action at Road America for the Open Series on Monday. And then Tuesday, the IndyCar Oval Series kicks off their season 3 of 2025 at Chicagoland. That's always an entertaining race.
Yeah, Yep.
And don't forget the IIS again next week. Road America. Hammer is on our points leader. Here are the points coming into today's race, by the way. Kevin Burrell with a pretty decent points lead over Nathan Moore. Nathan currently back in 16th spot. We'll get the camera back on him soon as we return away from the points. Alan Berteau not in the lineup, but is third. And it's a distant third. And then the battle for third really shapes up between Egan, Logan Edwards not in the lineup, Ethan Morris not in the lineup, Will Weiser not in the lineup, Ty Quill is in the lineup today, Blaze Anderson in the lineup. And today, Olivia Hayward not in the lineup, Anna Klemick not in the lineup, Pally Bay not in the lineup, or Uncle Rob not in the lineup today, Sophie not in the lineup. A lot of people in the top 20 right now not in this lineup. So it's going to give a shot to some of these guys a little further on back that are in the points battles here in the biggest strength of field race this season, or this week. There is Nathan Moore, third in the points, or second in the points, 16th on the racetrack. Right behind him with the wave around back on the lead lap is Jesper Orman. Right in between them is Slaughterbeck. Got to have an AJ in the lineup. Can't be an IndyCar race without an AJ in the lineup. Glendy to the outside of Carousala. Oh, Carousala pushes up mid-corner. Oh, Clindy almost in the wall, and I think that is terminal. Oh, it's snapped back into place. I'm about to say that was terminal damage, but is it going to result in any type of damage? Car on the high side, another car on the high side. He's coming to pit road. He's in trouble. Lindy coming down pit road on the rev limiter, and this might be the end of the day for the Oval Series champion. He's going to go up on the jacks, and yeah, he punches out. So unfortunately, looks like day done possibly for the Oval Series champion as he gets forced up into the wall. Let's go back and watch what happened with Clindy on the outside of Carousala. And let's ride with Clindy again. And let's do a different angle here. Here's Carousala to the inside. Watch Carousala push up and push up again. And Clindy takes evasive maneuvers there. And boom, into the wall.
Oh, looks like there was some net code there.
Yeah, let's watch it in real time. Yeah, net code, and it was 2 wheels worth of net code. I mean, it was pretty bad. Meanwhile, back up front, it is a Cabo Easy, Burrell and Luis Nunez, Robert Malechka, Blaze Andrich. We missed the pass for Blaze over Brophy, but moved Blaze up to 5th. 4-alarm pretty hot right now at the moment. Started 5th, currently is 5th. Back in the lap traffic at the also at the moment. Rusty Plant coming off pit road. That is the 40. So that's number 21, but 40 in the paint job of Puentes. And I'm not sure what happened. I'm really kind of stunned by the handful of cars that we have kind of at the back of the pack that are really, really off the pace. I don't know if they're fighting damage or the setup they thought to. Oh, gosh, a Kabaweezy getting loose and almost smacking. Oh, we got a car to the inside wall, and that is Jason Brophy, and he goes to the inside where they have the crossover. We're under caution. And we're going to have to go back a little bit more in time in this one to see what happened. Brophy down low, now underneath Blaze. Blaze stays high. What happened here? Does he...
I think they just misjudged it. They just both went to the left at the same time.
And it was a little bit of a nudge there from Matt Hollenbaugh. And again, I think you're right. Hollenbaugh was not expecting. I think maybe Brophy had to roll out of it a little bit on the corner. Hollenbaugh got up to him really fast. Watch this. We'll watch real time here again. And I think Brophy had to roll out of it. Hollenbaugh catches him fast, goes to pass him. Oof. Everybody just misses. I want to ride with Matt Taylor here. And he had a moment. Let's ride full speed with Matt Taylor. You don't really expect to see a crash there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, especially because the angle you hit that wall where the cutout is, the car's going to carry back across the track way slower than you're used to at other places.
And pit stops have been completed. Matty Sinclair is going to stay out and inherit the lead. Now allow a couple cars in front of Matty to get the wave around. Rusty Plant does not get the wave around. He'll be stuck unless he decides to come to pit road this time, which looks like that might be the case. So Kabaweezy comes out now second after making his pit stop. He only went 21 laps that time. It looks like the rule is for everybody when a caution hits, and especially if you're 20 laps into a run, come to pit road. Checking out chat. Miss Excitement Olivia Hayward says, I already got some points this week. Good. Wags checking in. Paula checking in. Kevin Burrell on the radio saying draft, draft, draft. And then my overlay developer is also in chat. He wants me to use the new Fox overlay. We will use the new Fox overlay here soon. We will use it. Let's get the tree back up. Getting ready to go green, I believe, this time by lap 84, coming to 85. Sinclair, Akaboeasy, Burrell, Molechkum, Nunez. Blaze Anders now in 6th. Alexander 7th. Taylor 8th. Willa 9th. Carousel 10th. Couple of the big swingers out very early in this event. The Oval Series champion, Kyle Clinworth, in 24th spot right now, in danger of losing at least one more position when Rusty Plant, who is currently on the racetrack, will overtake him. We're green flag this time by Molechka to the inside of Burrell. The general is going to have to give up that position and march backwards a little bit, but he has a teammate on his 6th who is currently in 5th. Also out at the moment is Jason Brophy. Burrell back to the inside of Robert Malechka. Two guys that held a Pro Series license last year. Here we see that time by Kabuizi giving a little bit of a draft assist, if he needed it, to Burrell down the front straight. Their leader is Matty Sinclair. Matty is 25 laps into their stint.
Oh, Burrell goes for a look on the inside.
Oof. Weather conditions, not much have changed. Got a little bit cooler on the ambient. We're down 1 more degree there. Track temp is 1 degree down from where we started. Always do like how this track, for whatever reason, on the overlay always says no name. The no name speedway. Malechka purple lap that time by 186. They are moving, although the track record, they're not close to the track record. Even in qualifications, they were not close to the track record. Track record is held by Will Power, set it back in 2020 with a speed of 192, as that was almost contact, and how that wasn't contact, I don't know. Between him, now it looks like the start of the race, 2x2, 2 rows deep. Sinclair sticking the nose down at the bottom. Here comes Akabuizi on the bottom now around Malechka. Here comes Burrell underneath Malechka going into 1.
Are they trying to box out RM3?
Yep, but look at it. He goes down to help his teammate with the draft. At Will Power, track record 192.3. When the turbocharged kart cars ran here, as Malechka takes an evasive maneuver to the inside. Raul Boisel held the track record here when the kart cars came with a speed of 187.9. We were faster than that in qualifications. And the career wins leaders here at Gateway. Joseph Newgarden has 4. He is your defending winner on the NTT IndyCar Series schedule. He has 3 in a row from 2020 to 2022. Scott Dixon has 2, and the names of former winners here reads like a who's who of IndyCar history, such as Paul Tracy, Alex Zanardi, Michael Andretti, Juan Montoya, Al Unser Jr., Jill DeFerrin, Elio Castroneves, Will Power, and Takuma Sato. I kind of joke on Takuma Sato a little bit. He's like the worst name there, I think, on that entire list. And the dude has 2 Indy 500 wins.
Yeah. Yeah, dude has 2 Indy 500 wins, and he's a former Formula 1 driver.
Remember when he got that win here at Gateway, remember he was kind of on everyone's, I'll put it cleanly, the poop list, because he started that big wreck in Pocono the week before, the race before. Remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
And got himself out of the doghouse. Matty Sinclair come to pit road, scheduled stop for our former leader. Again, he is in the same boat as Jesper, does not want the caution to come out. 32 laps into his stint here. Ethan Egan underneath Jesper Orman. Jesper Orman up high. Big run for Jesper on the high side. They're going to be nose-to-nose at the line. Right behind them, 2x2, is Hollabaugh and Rashad Craig. I think Hollabaugh came to pit road and got a new wing. 13.5 seconds in the box, so that is a 5-second quote-unquote penalty for getting a new wing. Everybody really holding it wide open through 3 and 4.
Yeah, like with an open setup, it's typically pretty easy. I don't want to. It's pretty easy, but if you make a mistake, it's usually the end of your day.
Robert Malechka, aggressive move, swapping lanes very fast, and gets to the bottom and goes under Luis Nunez and gets the position and move Malechka now up to third. Malechka's going to have to. He's going for second. He's going to have to do this solo. And he's in a position where he's not very familiar. Normally in these races, and he has a teammate or two up there, that's someone that he's working with. But right now, he's the man in the handicap match. As it's 3-on-1 up at the front. And you know, as a wrestling fan, a fellow wrestling fan as well, Ryan, that if he gets slidey off of turn 2 there. If you don't bring a steel chair to a handicap match and a 3-on-1 deficit, you're always going to lose that battle.
Oh, every single time. And here at Gateway, that steel chair is normally the dive bomb in the turn 1. And you sort of have to hope that the guy on the outside backs out, because if they stay alongside you, they compromise your exit on turn 2.
And you just saw it right there with Kevin Burrell on the high side. Here comes not LGN to the inside.
Oh. And that pressure through 3 and 4 is just enough so Robert can't get a run down the front straight.
We did have an opportunity in the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Championship to have Luis Gonzalez Nunez, one of our regular commentators here on the channel, actually interview Luis Nunez. So I was like, I got a chance to do Luis Nunez meet Luis Nunez. Of course, all of our regular commentators today. Shout out to Ryan Skywalker. He's got some family coming over to the house. Had to entertain. And then Antonio Estrada, he has no excuse whatsoever. He decided he wanted to go watch NASCAR racing at Mexico City. He just happens to live in Mexico City, but still, no excuse, Ryan. None whatsoever.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Not that often we can talk about the NASCAR Cup Series racing, well, overseas, so to speak, despite it being across the border.
Overseas in your home city. Look, Antonio, when they come to Indianapolis, even I don't go when the Cup Series comes to Indianapolis anymore. Come on. Come on. Looking forward, though, to when we do get that track. I thought we would have it on this last update. I thought it would be there because, because it's a NASCAR track and NASCAR is running there, and we all know that iRacing is a NASCAR sim first, right? And I'm saying this with much tongue in cheek and a lot of bitterness, but I thought we would have Mexico City for this update, and we do not.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try to scan it this weekend though, and have it ready for later in the year, because Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez is one of those tracks that it's a stop for every major racing series. Obviously, IndyCar's race there. Formula One currently races there. The World Endurance Championship used to race there. If you're going to have a stop anywhere in Latin America, that's normally in the top 3, alongside Interlagos in Brazil or Buenos Aires in Argentina.
Watching a battle between Jesper Orman and Ethan Hagen for the final spot in the top 10. Yeah, I'm a big fan of how that they used an old baseball stadium as part of a place you could drive through.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the unique features on a racetrack.
Kind of reminds me a little bit. It's not a used baseball stadium, everyone. If it was a used baseball stadium, then it'll be like in Brewster's Millions when the train went through the outfield. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. I tell you what, though, if I inherited $30 million and I had to spend it in 30 days, and I can't show any assets for it whatsoever, I would put together an Indy only team, and that would blow through a good portion of $30 million in 30 days.
Oh, easily. You might not make your money back, but you'll certainly.
No, you can't. You can't. That's part of the rule. In Brewster Million, you can't. You gotta. You remember Brewster had to walk into the attorney with the same and walk out with the same clothes he walked in with no other assets to his name. So if I would do an Indy only team, pay all my employees, right? Pay for the car, pay for the engines, and then give away. Not take any of the winning money, because everybody gets money for participating in Indy 500. It's that's the biggest payout for the year for many drivers, even if they finish further on that. Whoa! Yes, we're down low. Contact into the wall, and with Matt Taylor, and we are under caution here at Gateway.
Wait,
not yet.
No yellow.
Not yet. There it is.
There
it is. Wow! I was expecting it a lot sooner than that. And let's see what happened here. And he gets under Jason Wallet and gets a little dirty air, goes up the racetrack, opens the bottom side for Jesper. Jesper just comes on through, and then Netcode takes the wheel at that point. And Matt Hollenbaugh, he scoots on by. And let's watch from his point of view, as this happens kind of well in front of him.
Yeah.
And there's a contact. And now he needs to decide, where am I going to go? Go high. If he stays high, he's part of it. Goes low. And it's a 50-50 shot. And as another movie quote, he chose wisely. Gaboeasy, Nunez, Robert Molechka comes out in second over Kevin Burrell. Nunez in fourth. Blaze still hanging on to that top 5 spot. Good on him. Right behind him is Seb Alexander. He's got a little teammate help there. He's got associated teammate Seb Alexander. Actual teammate Ty Quilla in 7th. Karasala in 8th. Ethan Egan in 9th. Rashad Craig, another one of the IAR, one of the Alliance team members. He is now in 10th. I can't believe I talked about Brewster's Millions on a IndyCar broadcast. Oh, well. Go check it out. It's a great movie. You've seen Brewster's Millions, haven't you?
It's been a while, but yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. Speaking of movies, are you excited at all about the Formula One movie coming out? That I guess Apple has played a big role in it.
Yeah, it's co-produced by Apple, and I have bought tickets to see it. Not the day of premieres, but the day after, because I am commentating on the Horizon IndyCar Series the day it comes out. So I'm seeing it with my coworkers the next day.
Oh, well, with your coworkers, that's cool. Okay. I'm thinking about checking it out.
Yeah, it's reviewing well with the test audiences so far. So I'm expecting it to be an entertaining movie. I don't expect it to be, 100% accurate to the real world.
Do you think we're getting ready to go green here, coming to lap 117? Gut feeling, better than Driven, better than Days of Thunder already.
Oh, I think it'll be better than Driven.
The bar is pretty low there.
Yeah, I think it'll be close to Days of Thunder, but not better.
How about that Gran Turismo movie that came out? How about that one?
Better than the Gran Turismo movie.
Remember, I mean, the Gran Turismo movie is us living the dream, right? It was a sim racer getting a real racing gig. Speaking of, Hamilton Akabuwizi, he gets a chance to go to the Lucas Oil Racing School for winning the Elite Racing League's Indy 500. So he'll get to put his sim racing prowess to a real test in a real car on a real racetrack. Looking forward to hearing about that report when he has a chance to go to the Lucas Oil Racing School. Back under green, Akabuwizi, Malechka, Burrell, Nunez, Blaze Anders, your top five. Right behind Blaze is Seb Alexander, Ty Quilla in seventh. Craig Hollenbaugh and Ethan Egan. And up 12 spots to 12th position. I'm not sure if he can get on the podium. I'd love to find out what happened in Nathan Moore's qualifying run. But Nathan, in that Williams eSport entry, is up 12 spots, started 24th, currently runs 12th, is your biggest gainer of the day at the moment, right behind or right in front of Ethan Egan. Ethan Egan started 20th. He's up 11. Blaze Andrich, 186.7. Purple lap that time by. Ethan Egan, big run on the high side. It looks like Rashad had to roll out of it a little bit, and so did Hollenbaugh. And that whole group now is separated by about a tenth of a second. Let's get the tree back on the screen here for you. Logan Detweiler says there's a train in Houston. Yes, you're right. That is it's a steam locomotive, isn't it? Yeah. Of course, if anybody here on the broadcast listening likes trains, you got to check out Stephen Larkamp's channel on YouTube. He is a big train fan. And he likes reporting on the trains of the Northeast Corridor there as Rashad Craig gets on by Ethan Egan. Here comes Hollenbaugh to the inside of the OMF-sponsored Dallara. Make sure to check out the Open Medicine Foundation online after the race and send them a donation. A worthy cause. Coming up to the halfway point here at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, just outside of St. Louis. It's on the Illinois side of the river and what they call Madison, Illinois. Any juicy news tidbits this week on the IndyCar side of things that you can talk about?
Well, it's
actually the news tidbits I want you to talk about are the ones you can't, but I know better.
Yeah, sort of the thing that we've known for a long time has been confirmed that we won't see a successor to the current IR-18 until 2028.
Wow.
And it feels like the new car has been consistently delayed, kicked the can down the road. We'll do it when we'll do it.
So in the state of Indiana, I think it's other states are like this too. The legal driving age for a person to get a driver's license and to drive a car is 16 years old. the DW12 at the end of its run in the IndyCar Series would be legal enough to drive if it were a real person in the state of Indiana.
Oh my God.
This is a long ways, folks. A long ways back from the heyday of IndyCar. What I kind of call it, the heyday of IndyCar for me is kind of in the 80s, where every year was a new chassis for every team. Every team, if you wanted to compete, well, if you wanted to compete, you could take an old car and just be on the grid, right? But if you wanted to be a winner, it's a new chassis every year. We are a long ways from that, folks. We are a long ways from that. I miss those days, but we're never going to see them again. But a new car every year, no.
Like, I remember when that last year development for the DW12 before it came in, people were talking about, like, people finally got to just unload about how old they felt the IR05 was.
Yep.
And yeah, at that point in time, the IR05 was 6 going on 7 years old.
Doesn't sound so bad now, does it?
Yeah.
That's a shame, too. Now, I don't think the press has seen any renderings of what the car will look like. Do we have any idea what the car will look like as lap traffic down low going in the 3 and 4 here?
The team owners have seen concepts. We in the press have not. So, the current rumors is that at some point next year they'll unveil what the car will look like. Because the original plan was to debut the car part-time in 2027 and then use it full-time in 2028, but that's been shelved. It's just 2028, which is a smart move. I think introducing a new car on a part-time basis is a bad idea.
I remember when NASCAR did, we're going to run some races with the car of tomorrow and some races with the old car, and it just seemed... I don't know. Well, it doesn't take much for me to think something's dumb with NASCAR anyways, as Seb Alexander goes to the inside of Blaze Andrich. But I thought it was dumb anyways. Caution on the racetrack. Not sure what happened to whom. I'm going to have to go back into the session events. Rusty Plant.
Looks like, Plant lost it on the pit exit.
I told you it's very slippery down there. Oh, he power slides it all the way through, but unfortunately comes back out and on onto the racing line, and that's gonna do it right there. Everybody to pit road. Everybody. Now, I'm not sure where this will bring back. Matty Sinclair is out, so I'm not sure what happened to Matty. It was he dropped out right before the incident with Taylor and Orman. So Matty, remember, stopped early and was the leader coming to the green flag at that last caution. Again, no alternate pit strategy is really panning out right now. Hollenball staying out. Zeb Alexander up the 4th. Robert Molechka, meatball flag, out of the race. What happened?
Oh, I gotta scrub through and see that.
Oh, he's sideways. No. He's sideways in turn 3. Let's see what happened. Oh, he came up on Hamilton very quickly. Hamilton's trying to stay behind the pace car, I think. And so he's checking up to bring the field in, too. And let's watch this again. And let's watch it at full speed. And no, I don't want to watch from this angle. I want to watch this angle right here. Wow. I don't know what the big braking was. I mean, if he got up to the pace car, he can pass the car as long as he follows back in line behind it, but he's coming down the pit road. And here comes back Robert. I'm not sure what happened there as we're getting ready to go green. At lap 138, your leader is Matt Hollaball. So one of our big players seems to be out. Robert Malechka still sitting on pit road. And an incident coming down to the pit in road off of turn 3 or right before turn 3. Taking evasive maneuver to try to not run in the back of a Kabuizi. Kabuizi looks like he was braking going down into the pit road. So not sure what happened there, but we're back underway, and it is Hollaball staying out to become our leader. He is 24 laps into his stint. Hamilton now second. Kevin Burrell third. Seb Alexander now up to fourth. Blaze Andrich fifth. Ty Quilla sixth. Luis Nunez in seventh. Sam Carasala now working his way up into the top 10 in eighth. Rashad Craig in ninth. Ethan Agan in 10th. So right now, the top 10 seems to be a bit of a party between the All-American iRacers, fiercely forward, the Alliance drivers, and Ethan Agan. And when I say the Alliance drivers, I don't mean the Indy Alliance drivers. I mean the Indy Alliance Rogue Racing Alliance drivers. Kind of think of them as the Rebel Alliance.
Or the WCW, ECW Alliance.
Well, they lost. They did have Stone Cold on their side, though, but they lost. I still have original recording of that Invasion pay-per-view. Yeah. Everyone was looking for, that was like the pay-per-view everyone was looking forward to. It had like the most buys since WrestleMania, or just most buys since over WrestleMania. Everyone's, finally get to see all the WCW wrestlers against the WWE wrestlers and WCW. Yeah, everybody battling all together. It just never happened. Never happened. Here's Rashad Craig on the outside of Ethan Agan. There are, if you're a wrestling fan, there are a lot of similarities between the Wrestling Monday Night War and the IndyCar split. A lot of similarities. Because remember, in the Wrestling War, WCW was where all the big name wrestlers were. Ladies and Andrews getting a little bit on the apron there. Remember, CART had all the big name drivers, but WWE had WrestleMania. Indy Racing League had the Indy 500. We're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch. Seb Alexander is going to thread the needle, and that's going to cost him the 2 positions he tried to gain. Almost another. I don't know if Blaze is going to necessarily attack. I think Blaze just stays right in his line there. Going to help Seb on, but Seb tried to shoot the gap, and that hole filled up rather quickly. Wags is saying that he grew up and watched ECW from the ballroom when he lived in Philly.
Oh, bud.
Oh, wow. Wow. Back up front, it is a Cabo Easy. No steel chairs here. Kevin Burrell, no tables. Matt Hollenbaugh, no kendo sticks.
Well, Seb Alexander taking a peek.
Seb Alexander from the top rope. So I went to one ECW event only when they came to Indianapolis, and they had to do some on-the-fly booking in Indianapolis because earlier that week, their reigning champion, Mike Awesome, appeared on WCW television without really telling anybody. So when they came to Indianapolis, which was the next ECW show, they had to take the title off Mike Awesome. And this is when ECW, they were one of the few promotions back in the day that they did not swap that title out very often. That they kept the title on somebody. It was on them for a long time. Very much like wrestling now, very much like, real UFC and real boxing now. The champs typically hold on to the title for a long time. As watching Seb Alexander in third spot now try to track down Kevin Burrell. Seb kind of recovered and got that position back. And they came to Indianapolis, and this is, I had a BlackBerry at the time, one of the early BlackBerries that had the scroll ball on it, but it was kind of in the days before the internet wrestling sites. So you'd all the news and all the rag sheets were not out there. Although I did listen to Dave Meltzer's show on IATA Radio at the time, which was internet radio, which was a big thing at the time. Now everything's internet radio because everything streams on the internet. It's Kevin Burrell and Alexander battled out. Hollenbaugh come to the inside here if Seb. I think he might get this spot back. He does. He sends it right on in there. Gets that spot. So no one knew who was going to face Mike Awesome. We just knew Mike Awesome had to lose the belt. So main event goes off, and then all of a sudden after the main event, Mike Awesome jumps in the ring, grabs a mic, cuts a promo, tells him how no one, he's going to take the title with him. No one's going to take it away from him. But he'll give one more chance to somebody if they can come from the back. And we're like, well, who's it going to be? And the music hits, and it's just like, it wasn't ECW music, so we didn't know who it was. But it was somebody's music. And it was Taz from WWE, who just got hired a couple years before, comes out, and he's a former ECW wrestler. And he comes out and in about 30 seconds beats Mike Awesome in the middle of the ring with a submission move. Nunez to the inside of, Nunez is going to get a pick there. He needs to get back in line. Yeah, I don't think he saw that one coming. So, yeah, it was the very first time. It was a ECW ring, but you had a WCW contracted wrestler versus a WWE contracted wrestler the very first time. It was in Indianapolis in the Marat Ballroom downtown, and I was there. Anyways, there you go.
Oh, can Nunez get this to stick?
And you know it's a long, boring race when I have to dip in the wrestling anecdotes to help pass the time. Come on, Nunez. Get that rotation there. Right behind him is a teammate. There's Carousala. I think Sam would like to follow him through, but right now on the low side, at least through turns 1 and 2, is not the preferred line. The preferred... Oh! Ty Quilla. Side drafting in these cars is a thing, but it's not real easy to do, and I think he just executed it and gets the pass for position. Although
he can't get the car rotated.
Can't get the car rotated. Here comes Carousala.
Nope. Outside in.
Now it's a four-way battle. We got Rashad Craig in there. We got Ethan Agan. Ethan Agan is 4th in points in the IIS.
Oh.
Here comes Rashad Craig to the inside. But again, we're now 24 laps into the run. The bottom side, whoa, he got the car really to rotate down there. Good on him. Now comes Ethan Hagen underneath. Something wrong with Nunez now. Nunez has given up a bunch of spots. Is something wrong with Nunez? Did we miss him hitting the wall? Is he damaged?
There was a bit of an incident between Killa and Nunez down the back straight. Nunez believes that Ty blocked him. Ty says he was there first. I'm not sure who was right.
Nunez, that time by a 24.8. In front of him, it's a 24.4, 24.6. I think he might be damaged. Let's see what he turns this time. He did a 24.6 last time. As Siri's trying to answer me for something. A 24.7, but he's still 3/10 slower than the cars in front of him. That tells me that he has a problem. And okay, I take that back. I don't want to be like a NASCAR guy when he does an IndyCar race and just assumes that an IndyCar driver is falling back and has a problem. He could be saving fuel. He could be trying to hit a number now. But the way that he's fallen behind, and now that, let's take a look, he is now 1.2 behind Craig, so he is threatening to lose the draft envelope here. So the savings that he'd be getting by staying in the draft is going to leave him very shortly. Or is he just trying to hit a number? Do we have a problem, or is he hitting a number? Let's see. Chat can shout it out of what they think. We got the telemetry up. .188 into the trap. Let's go to Ty Quilla. Ty Quilla 200 almost into the trap at the end of one. So we'll see if Ty can go 188 or better, and I think he's gonna because he has a car in front of him. There it is, 189. So I think Luis Nunez is down on power.
Yeah, somehow, some way he's down on power. I couldn't see an incident where he could have picked up damage, but something's on.
Matt Hallball, scheduled stop for one of our challengers is turning onto this race. He has at least 2 more stops to go. He's 52 in this stint. So if he does another 52, get him to 221, and I'll have to do a splash there at the end. Not a splash, actually more like a half a stop. Down and away. Again, gotta watch the pit exit road. Don't do what happened to Rusty Plant there. But he's gonna come out in the clean racetrack, I believe. Yeah, up to speed, clean racetrack. Right behind him is AJ, Nathan, and Holster. Is any other takers on pit road as Hamilton and Caboese going around Mauricio Baroni? Caboese now 35 laps into his stint. So that was a scheduled stop for Hollenbaugh. Remember, he stayed out long, and he really stayed up with those leaders during that stint, which showed that old tires, at the end here, someone might be able to save time on if they have to late stop the thing, just not change the tires and go fuel only. Track tip is up. Air temperature 74. I think the air temperature is down a little bit again. Now, Ryan, speaking of Mexico City, since this is Mexico City weekend in the NASCAR side of things, is the talk still Mexico City possibly showing up on an IndyCar schedule sometime soon?
Yeah, there are murmurings that it could be next year, but we heard that last year, right?
Keep hearing that the 2026 schedule, the 2025 schedule was not supposed to be anything really special, just because it was like the first year of the Fox agreement. But the 2026 schedule was supposed to be a little bit more robust. And so far, the only new race for that one has been the Arlington race. There was hopes that maybe we would pick up another oval or something on the schedule. I'm not holding my breath now on that one. I don't know if the 2026 schedule will be anything more different than the 2025 or the 2024 schedule.
Because, the big talk heading into next year, well, the big talk last year about 2026 was they were going to have a marquee street racing event in North America, and we now know that's the Arlington Grand Prix around, AT&T Stadium. I don't know if they have anything else major planned outside of that, other than the potential race in Mexico City. It seems like they're very happy with the schedule they have now.
So, are they calling Arlington the premier big-time street race on the schedule? I mean, what is Long Beach? I would say Long Beach is the premier street race on the IndyCar schedule. I mean, it's the most prestigious one, that's for sure.
It is. I don't even remember how long the contract remaining is with Long Beach, but there are hints that it could have to leave the schedule at some point in the future, but it would be due to outside circumstances, like the Los Angeles Angels want to leave Anaheim, and one of the sites for a potential new ballpark would be where the parking lot where the hairpin is now.
Oh, jeez.
But that'd be in the distant future. That'd be in the early 2030s.
So that would make a perfect 4 for 4 for IndyCar tracks in California being destroyed. That'll be awful. And just for the Angels? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Angels? I'm not a big fan of the of the fountain portion they put in there, but I would take another reconfiguration, as long as they can keep it in Long Beach and be able to fit it just to still have a Long Beach Grand Prix. I don't know.
Yeah, because there've been plenty of configurations of the track before. I'm sure if there's a will, they can find the way.
Well, I mean, Penske Entertainment owns the promotion?
Yeah, they own the race
portion.
now. They bought the race.
Yeah. I would imagine they would want to do something. Well, still watching our race unfold here. Lap 183 of 260. 48 laps into this stint for a lot of these leaders. It is Akabuizi, Burrell, Alexander, Andrich, Quilla, your top five. We've kind of run into a long green period here. Where that's why we've been kind of chatting about other things as now the pit stops occur. Look, your boy Gary knows what's going on. He tries to stay on top of these things. We knew the leaders would be coming at some point. Here comes a Akabuizi. Scheduled stop. He went 48 this time. And if he does another 48 after this, it'll be 233. So, again, another half a stop to get home. Also on pit road is also one of his teammates. That's Luis Nunez, who has really fell off the pace here in this stint. I want to see if maybe some damage gets addressed on this car. So we will see when he gets to his stall what type of time he has in the stall, if they do any damage repair. $10 seconds, 12 seconds, 13 seconds. So there was additional repair on that Dallara for Luis Nunez. He might be back at 100%. If not, he's going to be probably closer to 98, 99%. Kevin Burrell coming to pit road. Right in front of him, Nathan Moore. Here comes Seb Alexander, pit road final start, next to last stop. Oh, car on the wall at the entrance of pit road. That is Sam Carasala. And he is damaged.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get into his pit box, but he's on 3 wheels.
Yeah. This car is done, unfortunately. Yeah, and he's down. What happened here to Sam Carasala coming to pit road? He goes to hit the brakes. You're turning the car. Oh, and it just keeps going straight, and the tire locked up, and he goes right into the wall. Unforced error coming to pit road for next to last stops here. And that's day done. So Blaze Andrich now on pit road. He's down and away. Lane Hostler in the Connor Daly Thunderbirds livery there. Does Blaze come out in front? Where does Blaze come out? Right behind Seb Alexander. So Akabuizi, your leader. And he has himself a nice lead. A very nice lead. As he passes Jason Wallet. Ryan Akabuizi out to 3 seconds now by himself on the backstretch over Alexander and Blaze Andrich.
It's definitely a comfortable cushion with a pit stop to go.
You know, with the way these cars race so closely at just about every track and how every team has been, you know, tweaking these cars and these setups for seemingly years now, to sometimes get themselves 100th or 1,000th advantage is kind of what they're looking for. But to have yourself on the racetrack 3-second advantage, that might as well be 3 laps in this era of IndyCar racing.
Yeah, it's all that effort, and then to actually execute it during a given race and get that kind of lead is always impressive.
Checking in chat. Yeah, I think some other people checked out that Lewis is also having some issues. California Angels haven't been relevant since Angels in the outfield. I think they have won a. I think they have won a World Series. In the meantime,
it was all the way back. Yeah, it was all the way back in 2002. They won that World Series.
Now, I remember back when the Angels had Reggie Jackson and Fred Lynn. And the Red Sox had to come back from 3-1. There's Alexander and Burrell, or Alexander, excuse me, with Burrell right behind him going underneath Jason Wallet. Yeah, they had the Sox down in 86, down 3-1. In fact, they had the Red Sox down to their final strike. And before they clinch, and they had their closer, Donnie Moore, on the mound. And Big Dave Henderson, who the Red Sox picked up that season, hit a home run that tied the game, and then the Sox later won the game. Since that game, Donnie Moore was never the same reliever again. Well, we're cautioned on the racetrack because we're not the same condition again out here. Trying to find out what happened.
See AJ Slaughterback.
Oh, AJ Slaughterback slow in turn 4.
Oh.
Go back and see what happened to Slaughterback. Did he get loose? Yes, he did. Power slides it. Keeps it. Oh, car nearly get, but he brings it on around. I don't know who that was.
Just very lucky not to make contact with the wall or get collected.
Okay, that's Mike Lane. Let's watch from Mike Lane's point of view, and let's speed this up a little bit, and then we'll slow it down. Here we go. Watch. You now see that car get sideways in front. Here's Mike Lane. Like, oh, crap. I see it happening. Oh, he doesn't come around. He doesn't go high. Where do I go? Oh! That was one of those things that if Slaughterback kept going high, he would have collected Lane, but he either paid attention to his relative or thought the sixth sense was telling him, I better not go high. I might have a car coming, and stayed low. I think that might have avoided another wreck. Good job by both those drivers. So, yeah, the California Angels in '86, the Red Sox came from 3-1 down to beat them. That's why I said if the Pacers went 3-1 up on the Thunder, which they did not last night, I would still be very, very nervous. I'm still very, very nervous. It's now a best-of-3 series.
Oh, I'm... The NBA Finals feels like a 7-game series. That is going all 7.
Well, if it does 7 and they go every other game like they've been doing, that means the Pacers win. I just, I don't want to jinx it by any means. People coming to pit road. Although Kabuizi's going to stay out. Seb staying out. Burrell staying out. Blaze. Tyquilla coming to... Nope, not Tyquilla. That is Spice coming to pit road with a number of cars. I think everybody that just stopped is staying out. Nathan Moore is a lap down, unfortunately for him. He is now in P10. So he stayed out and was hoping that the cars in front of him would come to pit road. He'd get the wave around. That is not going to happen for Nathan Moore, who is currently second in the points championship, and his chief rival is now a lap and 7 positions in front of him. Also keep in mind, Kevin Burrell did win the Open Championship last season for Season 2 of 2023. I think Akabuizi finished second. Our good pal Nick Siddiq finished third after leading much of that campaign. So we'll watch Nick here in the upcoming Open season. Coming to green flag here at lap 199 to 200. I hate to say this, even with 60 laps, I think we're looking at a sprint to the end here.
Yeah, I mean, 60 laps is right on the edge of the window, but just a caution or two and you can make it.
14 laps into the stint, going green flag this time by for Kabuizi, 11 for Alexander Burrell, 10 for Andrich, now 11 for Andrich. Quilla, 13. But Hollenbaugh, Egan, Rashad Craig, and Nunez, who all stopped on this stop or on this caution, they're now 2 laps in. They might, with some fuel saving, make it to the end. We shall see. That could have been their last stop. Burrell and Seb Alexander swapping back and forth at the start-finish line down the front straight. Best trash talker, Larry Bird or Reggie Miller? Oh, 100% Larry Bird. 100%. I mean, there are things that I can't repeat on the stream that Larry Bird would tell people on trash talking. That I mean, it's funny, but it's kind of one of those things that if you take it out of context, it's not funny. But it's 100% funny. Apparently on a basketball court, so I can't repeat. But there's many YouTube videos out there of things that Larry Bird would tell people, especially if he found out that the right person wasn't guarding him. Attaboy, good answer. Come on, Wags. I went to Indiana State. That's Larry's school, man. What do you think I'm going to go against, my man? Indiana State at Terre Haute, home of the action track, which has not been scanned by iRacing. I'm surprised the action track has not been scanned by iRacing. That's like one of the most famous dirt tracks out there. I think the reason why iRacing wants everything to be so real is that they can scan the track, they just can't get the smell of Terre Haute to replicate. Oh, that is a real thing, folks. Look it up. Google it, the Terre Haute smell. So you know the one of the federal pins for the prison system, the U.S. prison systems in Terre Haute, right? You know that, Ryan?
Yeah, I do know that.
So that was on the back road going to the Honey Creek Mall there in Terre Haute. And we would take that back road because it was less traveled. And you can get to the mall a little bit quicker if you take the back road. And they would have signs along it, do not pick up hitchhikers on this stretch of road. I always thought that was funny.
Gotta cover your bases in case there's a jailbreak.
Yep, exactly. Of course, the name of the basketball stadium that was on the campus of ISU was the Holman Center. And yes, that is the Holman family that owned the Indianapolis Motor Speedway up until about 2020.
No, that's forever going to feel weird to me that the Holmans don't own the Speedway anymore.
Well, like I say, as a joke, and when I talk about, when I do read my promo for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I mean, figuratively and literally, Penske owns the place. I mean, he owned it anyways. With all the wins, he might as well just own it with the name on the deed. Watching Seb running a slightly different line than Burrell, trying to get that clean air on his nose. Thing is, when he opens the bottom up, that could lead the draft. Well, we'll see. Opening the bottom up on the turns might aid to the push given to Blaze Andrich. So Blaze is an associated or an alliance team member to Alexander. I don't know if Blaze is going to really push that issue at this point, not at least for another 40 laps or so. And I think we're in that point where everyone is staying put, trying to save fuel, because you're right, Ryan, right when we were coming to green that time by, that might have been last stops for a lot of people, especially Hollenbaugh on back.
Yeah, because if you save, you could probably save 60, but it's probably going to be a hard save. But one caution would be just enough for you to get the green light to make it.
The green light to make it, and maybe the green light to even push at that point. Back to the top four. Hamilton, who won our top split Indy 500 race that we broadcasted back in May. Check that out. Also won the Elite Racing League's Warriors Priest IndyCar Series Indy 500 as Alexander is going to follow Akabowizi right up to the front now. Move Alexander to second. Burrell back to third. Now Alexander to the low side. Underneath Hamilton. Still side by side off the corner. Drag racing down the backstretch. They got Brandon Puentes in front of him. They're going to use him a little bit for the draft assist because he's right there within a second. Here comes Burrell underneath Seb Alexander. He will get the position, and look where Hamilton's helping. He goes to the bottom and helps out Burrell.
Up and then the boxing that they did on RM3 earlier.
Just getting out of the way. Seb looking to the high side. Oh, he goes down low. He just turns underneath Burrell. Track temperature back down to 79. Ambient still at 74. So this is top 5 right now are all together. But the one driver we want to watch here is Matt Hollabaugh. I believe the top 5 all have to stop here before the end of this race. Hollabaugh might be able to make it with no more stops. I don't know if Mad Mike's working the box for him up top. Mad Mike on the calculations. Might have told him that you do not need to stop anymore with that last stop they did under caution. Now, can he save the fuel? He is 1 point. Sorry, he might not. He is 1.5 behind Ty, so he's just out of the. Well, he's just on the curb of the envelope. A new steering wheel graphic. You can see how their tire temperatures are. I don't think we can see that. That's not replicated there in our. We see in map 1. There goes Nunez. So maybe he wants to get Nunez in front of him. Try to punch a hole in the air. Blaze Andrews, Ty Quilla side by side up ahead. Those are teammates. Roddy with Blaze Andrews now behind Ty Quilla. Trying to keep his revs up, staying in 6th gear. I think he's trying to save as much fuel there, just trying to stay in 6th gear. Down the 3rd gear in 1 and 2. If you're unfamiliar with how the IndyCars race here at Gateway, every lap they are changing gears. Every lap they are doing something in the cockpit. It's just not button mashing or putting your foot to the floor and turning left. These guys are working it, especially in these open setups. And they have reached lap traffic. That was Spice.
Wazy. No problem getting through.
It's Jason Wallet allowing him on by down to the low side. Hamilton out now to a 0.6 of a second lead over his teammate, the General Kevin Burrell. Seb Alexander in 3rd. Ty Quilla in 4th. Blaze Andrich 5th. Oh, my goodness. That was Mike Lane coming off the wall, almost ending or getting into Blaze. I don't know if it would have ended his day, but it would have made it a whole lot more difficult. We started this race with 27 cars. Currently 17 are still running. The top 9 are on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is Rashad Craig. There he is. Rashad, 29 laps into his stint. He pitted at lap 198, so he's on the cusp of making it with no more stops. Right along with Ethan Egan, right in front of him in 8th spot. So he's using Ethan a little bit to try to work on that fuel mileage. Wag says, I was told it was a McLaren wheel. No wonder they can't win races. Oh. You know, and I remember I told you in the pre-race I wanted to say something, but I said, no, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to trigger people.
No, that's different. It's McLaren.
Maddie's saying Craig can make it. I think he can. I really think everybody that stopped on lap 198 can make it.
Yeah, at this point, it's a matter of how far off the field do they go.
Today's coverage is brought to you by 4D Racewear. Make sure you check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in the description. Once again, if you're just joining us, you are watching P1's coverage of the IIS Saturday Top Split presented by 4D Racewear, coming to you from Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, where currently Hamilton Akabuwizi leads with 232 laps in the books. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next IIS race for us is next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern as we head to just about everyone's favorite IndyCar road course, Road America. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. Should have Ryan Skywalker and Antonio Estrada, the boss, back in the booth. Also, don't forget, in December P1 Broadcasting becomes the primetime home for Happy Hour at the Brickyard, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500. The last kiss of the bricks for 2025 will start right here on P1. The countdown is on, so everybody pucker up and don't miss a second of the action. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in. And we're going to see you back in Indy one more time in December. Back up front, we have a bit of a new leader because Akabuwizi coming to pit road. Oh, and Hollenball is too. That's surprising. Okay. So if Hollenball's in, I'm not sure if Craig can make it then.
Yeah, that definitely changes things.
Unless Matt decided that he was just going to split the last stint in half or something. 25 to go. It seems like an awfully kind of arbitrary round number that makes me think that maybe he's just splitting that last stint. Okay, 25 to go. If I need fuel or not, I'm coming in. I don't know. We'll see. Burrell is your leader. We expect him to come to pit road anytime. 49 laps into this stint. He went 52 last time. We expect more of the same. Seb Alexander, 49 laps. He went 52 last time. Ty Quilla, 50 laps into his stint. He went 51 last time. Blaze Andrich, 48 laps into his stint. He went 53 last time. He might get close to about 20 to go. Burrell now 51 into his stint. We expect him to come to pit road this time or next time. And we see him coming down across the racetrack. Cabo Easy, light tanks, new tires, 187 flat, purple lap. And here come the Alliance members as well. Seb and then Ty. And then we still look out on the racetrack. Blaze is still out there. We expect him to come to pit road. And Nunez, we expect Nunez to come to pit road here very shortly. Although Nunez on 198, he might, actually, I take that back. Nunez might not need to stop. And maybe Nunez being down on power might be a good thing for him now. After the completion of this, get on is that Fox Sports. We're going to watch IndyCar qualifying from the real place. And I hope everybody, all the fathers out there, are having a restful Father's Day weekend. Also do want to shout out my own father. Shout out to him. Happy early Father's Day, but more importantly, happy anniversary to him and my mom. Unfortunately, my mom passed away a couple years ago. This would be their 56th wedding anniversary, but I am thinking of you, old man. I'll give you a call later tonight to see how you're doing, but happy Father's Day, happy anniversary. And here comes, I thought Blaze was going to come to pit road. I think he was just lining up for the draft there. There's Ethan Egan. He does not need the push. Rashad Craig doesn't need the push, but right behind Rashad, actually by a lap, is Hamilton and Cabo Easy right there. Hamilton needs the push. Burrell, purple lap, 187.2. Nunez is your leader now. Blaze Andrich comes to pit road for his final stop. So I told you it'd be right around 20 to go. He did a pretty good job. He made 55 on that stint. I can't drive 55. Well, he did 55 laps. Sammy Hagar, be proud. Luis Nunez now your leader. Here comes Seb Alexander to get his lap back. Seb Alexander got caught speeding coming to pit road. Unfortunately, got held for a 40-second hold there. So he is now 2 laps down in 11th spot. So Seb Alexander racing with a little red mist in his eyes, 187.4 for a purple lap that time. But he is now not in the running for the win because of that penalty. And you got to hate it. The last stop of the day, Ryan, and that's when you get the penalty.
Yeah, no chance to recover, and all that work put in just to, have it taken away due to a small mistake.
Luis Nunez,
Nunez coming in.
Yeah, Nunez coming to pit road, 14 laps short. And now all eyes to the number 14 IAR bright lime green and black entry. Rashad Craig representing the Alliance. He is your leader now with 13 to go. And let's ride with him and listen, is he driving any differently?
Yeah,
6th gear.
How long you lift in one.
Big lift in 1 and 2. A lot of coasting in 1 and 2.
Oh. And is
Coming
he
to pit
coming
road.
in?
That's
Yeah.
it. Never mind. It's my job to find drama where drama doesn't exist, and, well, unfortunately. Scheduled stop for Rashad. He will get a splash and go with 12 to go here. He might not need to put on new tires. He might just need to put in the fuel. So that turns the lead over to Hamilton and Cabo Easy, as he will pick up the lead this time by coming to 10 to go. And he is the leader by 1.8 seconds over his teammate, the General. Tyquilla now up to third. And he is trying to hold off Luis Nunez. In fact, this is your closest battle on the racetrack. I don't know if I'm sitting in Ty's spot. I'm not looking at this camera angle, because if I'm looking at this camera angle, all I can hear is the theme from Jaws. Oh, whoa, whoa! Right across the nose. That was a good look at the. If you guys ever want to inspect the nose of an Indy car, go back to that video, because that was a really good look at Luis Nunez. I think Luis Nunez is all repaired.
He just blasts by.
Because if I was Ty, I'm hearing the theme of Jaws in my headset. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Down low, he forces the issue in the 1 and 2. Back in line. Meanwhile, Ella Spice is in there going, where do you want me to be? I'll be out of the way. Just tell me where you want me to be. Hollenball and Andrich. Andrich is, oh! Oh, Andrich into the wall!
No.
And he tried to take a shot on the high side, and the hole closed up on him, and we are under caution. And Matt was using, and he was using, I think that's Mike Lane, as a pick, which is okay. I would have done the same thing too, but the hole closed up.
Oh, did you see the other incident?
No.
Ty and Lewis are both out of this one.
Oh.
It happened at the exact same time in the exit of turn 2.
And we'll go, oh my goodness. Lane got into a wreck anyways.
Oof. Yeah, Lane went soaring down the back straight.
So we're gonna ride with the adventures of Mike Penny Lane here in just a second. But here is the other incident, unrelated to what we saw behind. Just happens at the same time. Tyquilla moving up the rail. Oh, he got loose, and then he clips Luis Nunez. Nunez hard into the wall. I don't think Ty hit anything, but he did a little off-roading here. A little bit of air time. Oh, my goodness. Mike Lane just, wow. Let's ride with Mike Lane. So Mike, at this point, he sees the leaders coming, so he wants to get out of the way, but he can't now because they've all made. This is where contact is made. I don't know if he he feels that. There goes Blaze over the top, and then he comes around the corner. And just right on into it. And to coin another Sammy Hagar song there, you could play Van Halen Dreams on the backstretch when he's doing that barrel roll. Well, that changes things, everybody. As we're going to have a sprint here with 4 to go. It's a Akabuizi Burrell. I don't know if any damage at all on Ty Quillicar, but he is third in the queue here. Matty Sinclair. I'm not sure what was going on there. I tend to agree. I didn't see the brakes until the last possible second. I don't know. He might have been looking someplace else, either down on the dash, maybe see if he had damage, because he just did get hit in turn 1 and 2. Now he's off of 2, then he looks up ahead, and there's an incident right in front of him, and the closing rate of these cars. So, again, it's tough for me to pin blame on that or what happened. Did look a little ARCA breakish as we are green flag now with 3 to go. We're going to get ourselves, I think, a genuine green-white checker. Not a generated green-white checker, as Ty goes way up high and puts Bud Hollenball in a bit of a bind. Hollenball is going to he's going to lose momentum. Ethan Hagen's going to take a shot. Akabuizi coming off of 4, down the main straight, 2 to go here at Gateway. White flag, Akabuizi. Ty Quilla, purple lap on the last lap of the race. That's a good time to have a 187.8. But he's going to run out of time. It's going to be Akabuizi down the backstretch. Clear Burrell by 1/10. Burrell sends it into the corner. But the best Burrell's going to be able to do is get P2 here and make it look close.
Yeah, formation finish.
Formation finish. And it's a good point staying fade for Burrell. And Ty Quilla, great finish. Ty Quilla takes away the purple lap from Ty Quilla there on the last lap. A 188.7. Becoming a regular place here when we have an oval race on the channel. You'd expect Hamilton Akabuizi to be up near the top, and he gets another win here on our Top Split broadcast. Comes home just beating out his teammate Kevin by 0.051 of a second. Ty Quilla comes home third with a good restart there at the end. Matt Hollenball fourth. Hey, 2 top 5s for him, and at least 2 races this weekend. We got one more to go tomorrow night here before the weekend's up at Gateway for the IIS. Rashad Craig in 5th, Ethan Hagen 6th, Nathan Moore, good finish for him. He started way back in 24th, and he improved 17 spots to come home in 7th spot. And Lane Hulsler, Lane, same thing in the Connor Daly Thunderbirds car. He finishes 8th. He started 25th, so basically he followed Nathan right on up. He's 17 spots better. AJ Slaughterbeck comes home in 9th, and Mauricio Baroni, very quiet race for Mauricio, but he comes home in 10th. Seb Alexander 11th, Ellis Spice in 12th, Jason Wall 13th, Luis Nunez 14th, Blaze Andrews 15th, Brandon Puentes in 16th, Mike Penny Lane in 17th, Sam Carosella 18th, Rusty Plant in 19th, Robert Molechka. Issue coming to pit road and mid-race comes home in 20th. Jesper Orman with an incident with Matt Taylor out of turn 4, 21st and 22nd. Matty Sinclair in 23rd. Jason Brophy, incident midway down the backstretch, comes home 24th. Clindy coming off of turn 4 and 25th had an incident. Brendan Devine 26th and Aiden McConaughey in 27th. That is your 27 car field. All right. Get into the interview room here, get out of the B-roll, and let's talk to some podium finishers here. I'm sure they got to be happy, but pretty exhausted. This is the longest race of the season. And we'll bring up Ty. Here he is. Back, Will, finishing third here today at the longest race of the season. First question, how you feeling? A bit of a slugfest out there. This is not as easy place to race at that it is, say, maybe Indianapolis, where you have long straights to kind of rest. But the second thing is talk about that incident that brought up the last caution. Two incidents happened at the same time. It was Blaze having a moment in turn 1, and then as you guys are exiting turn 4 with you and Luis Nunez, you make contact and you kind of come out and survive. Talk about that real quick. So how you feeling, and talk about the incident.
I should be a little more excited about the podium right now, but it's a little tainted for me at this moment. So we'll see. I feel bad. I said my apologies already, but I made a mistake there. My tools were a little too high coming into 3 and 4, or maybe 1 and 2, wherever it was. I'm not sure right there on the last lap. I haven't looked at it yet, but yeah, it just got out from underneath me, and Lewis was going to get that. So I feel terrible for stealing his podium. So. My biggest apologies on that one, and also the incident earlier, which I know kind of set off a little bit of frustration, rightfully so. So my apologies there. But yeah, I mean, I'm still pretty stoked to be anywhere near the front after that race. It was rather eventful, I would say. Sort of uneventful, but enough events to scare you a little bit. So.
Well, and then my follow-up is, and I know you're feeling bad and the podium's kind of tainted, but you still had to kind of earn the podium there on the end with that last restart when you had a very fast Matt Hollaball behind you. You had a very good restart. You threw enough dirty air down on him in turns 1 and 2 that he was never able to quite make up that deficit and challenge you for the remainder of what was left in the race with just a couple of laps. So, I mean, you did have to really kind of race to get that third spot there on a pretty good restart at the end. That helped.
Yeah, that was definitely nice. I needed that because I don't know if Matt took tires or not, but he's got a fast car, so it was definitely important to get away there as soon as I could and just make sure to try to steal that bottom line or the top line if I needed to, and just being very cognizant of where he was going and making sure to put my car in the right spot. So I did what I could, that's for sure.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone I want to say hi to for getting the podium today?
Yeah, first shout out you guys in the booth. Just thanks for putting on the show as always. I love doing this on a Saturday, putting on a show for everybody. Shout out Techtopia Systems, our sponsor at Rogue Racing. Shout out all my Rogue Racing teammates. Congrats on the podium and the win to Hamilton and Kevin. Great job out there. They all had a really fast car. Everyone out there was really fun to race with. So all in all, really long race, but it was really fun, and I'm glad to participate as always. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up.
Congratulations on the P3. We will see you later in the week, I'm sure, when we start the oval season at Chicagoland on Tuesday, and then back in the IIS at Road America on Saturday. So we got a week's full of racing for you, but we'll see you at the next one.
Thanks. Looking forward to the week, guys.
Yeah. All right, that is Ty Quilla. Feeling a little jilted there on the how things... it's one of those things. You've been there too, Ryan. You make a mistake, you kind of cost someone a little something in the race, and you feel good, but you're also like, man, you wanted to make that win a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, you don't want to have any regrets afterwards where people, consider the win slightly tainted, even though you did drive for it.
And yeah, and I always say in the IndyCar community, people forgive, but they don't forget. So we'll see how that might ever reestablish itself in the IndyCar drama future down in the road here. So let's get to Kevin Burrell, the general. We'll bring him on up now. And here he is, our points leader in the IIS. I tell you what, you made it look a lot closer than that race and that finish really should have been. Hamilton kind of had the field kind of covered there, especially when at a 3-second lead at one point. But you made it look pretty there at the end, at least with the photo moment. But talk about your race. I mean, yeah, you were just kind of hanging there up at top all day today, and your chief rivals in the points never really got close to you at all.
No, yeah. I mean, obviously with the car update, Hamilton went pretty hard on Gateway and landed on, a pretty confident setup. I mean, the only thing is in these temps, once you get to like medium fuel, it's just chaos. I mean, we were going like insane pack racing, with like 130 laps of the race left. And I mean, it's one of those things where track position's so important here too that like I really didn't want to give it up the whole time. I mean, we were constantly, calling, I need draft, stuff like that. It was really good. I think this might be the first race that at least, me and Hamilton and Luis have all managed to kind of like help each other out pretty well in the race too. And I just, it was chaotic. I mean, I slid through my box once, but didn't really get punished for it. I closed back in on Hamilton at the end and, with the overcut. But of course, the caution kind of put an end to that. So, yeah, I mean, it was really fun, man. It was just a crazy race. I bet it was pretty good on the broadcast, I think.
Can you feel the changes in the car? I mean, we were expecting more of a more physics overhaul. We didn't really get that. We got more of a graphical overhaul and a kind of maybe a light patch for the physics. Did you feel anything different with the car? Did you have to do a great deal of work to change your existing setups, or were your existing setups, pretty much the base was still good?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is, of course, they've given us the ability to have a double plane rear wing now. So we just have way more downforce than we used to here. And maybe not everyone got the memo, but yeah, that definitely that helped. I think the top teams quite a lot. Just turn it into like a multi-class. The other thing I noticed is that if you burn out of your pits at all, it really doesn't have as much of an impact on the tires as it used to. It used to be if you burn out of your pits, you just destroyed your whole stint pace, and that doesn't seem to happen anymore. But other than that, I think the biggest change is just the aero configs are different now. Suspension and everything kind of feels similar, but we're just going to be having to try different aero stuff at each track and see how it works.
So the big physics change maybe for a future update, but so far, so far, kind of what you guys have known and learned is not that much different with this update. And that's good. That's good.
Some tracks will really turn into like insane pack racing now, like Nashville with
thank God.
It's going to be pretty crazy. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's enough to keep it interesting, but not a huge change that'll really shake things up, I think. So we'll see.
Well, still the points leader coming out of this race at the very least. This is the biggest strength of field for the weekend so far.
Yeah.
We still got the one more race tomorrow, so I'm sure you're a little thankful for that. But a big P2 on top of a one win. I think you got one win at least. Let me see. No, you got a one podium. So you got two second place podiums this weekend, right? So not too bad.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the second place in Wednesday. So another second place today with a slightly more higher strength of field. So you might pick up a few more points out of this one versus that Wednesday one. So all good. And your chief points rival did finish okay, but he was down in seventh, kind of stuck 2 laps down. While you finished in second, so you're adding to your padding there a little bit, and we're getting into the kind of the rapid fire portion of the season where we're going to almost have races every weekend. So, and then after that, when we're getting to the rapid fire portion of the season, then the season closes pretty quickly because it's pretty much all over by the end of August. So I'm sure you're feeling pretty good with this points lead going to another track you do really well at Road America. Any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you got to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, of course, Fiercely Forward guys. I mean, Hamilton, there's no other way to put it. He knocked it out of the park this week. And, I mean, we saw it. It was great. The car was great. I'm a little scary to drive, but that's how it has to be here. And, yeah, of course, the whole team, everyone for, practicing here every week, pumping each other up. Good strategy. P1 Docs. Yeah, just the whole gang. I mean, it's really good. I feel like we're stepping up to the challenge, I guess. And yeah, I mean, I felt well about how it went today. I like Gateway, even though I may not be the best oval driver. I like Gateway a lot, so I'm glad that after the patch, I put something good up here. So, yeah, cheers.
All right, congratulations to the P2. We'll see you in a week when we get to Road America. Until then, our points leader leaving Gateway and finishing second today is Kevin Burrell. All right, let's bring up Hamilton now. And here he is. And Hamilton, in baseball parlance, your teammate said you hit it out of the park today. Congratulations on the win. What he said that you did a lot of practicing this week. What did you hit on here that really made you a bullet, whereas everyone else wasn't quite in the same league as you?
I mean, I don't know, like, just found some changes with the set early that made it really comfy. Like, it's nice when you have a car that's fast and very, very comfortable to drive, so that's always good. But so yeah, that was the main thing. Like, it was just, yeah, really fast. The Q set was ridiculously good. I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure what the Q set, but that one was really good. Not sure why we were so far ahead, but yeah. And then for race, it's just here, like, the pace doesn't really show until you get like away from the draft is so strong, like when you're up close, so it makes it really hard to show the pace. But you could see on those long runs when we got green flag stops, I was able to gap pretty good. So I mean, yeah, just set was working really well. Felt comfortable, balance never changed. So yeah, and then I think I'm just good at short ovals.
Led 213 of the 260 laps. I don't know if you were in the sim at all, but on one of the older tire models here, 2021-ish, pack races were very commonplace here. The car was stuck like glue, and you could just race wheel to wheel very closely, lap after lap after lap, with not much follow up. Is that, to me, that kind of sounds like what the new updates to the car and the track have brought. It felt like the car was more stuck over a long period of time, and everyone, especially racing at night with cooler temperatures, brought on a pack race, and the playing field was a lot level at times. Is that what you're saying? It's kind of I'm trying to equate everyone back to kind of the older days when Gateway was kind of more of a packy place to race. Then it kind of broke up with the new tire models, and now we got a new kind of update into the thing. Is it kind of back to the Gateway of old, you're saying, a little bit, or is it still allowing you to put driver skill into breaking away?
Well, I would say this is like the lowest track temp we're really going to get on normal occasions. So like it makes it, obviously, the way this tire is in the first place, it'll be packy. And then to add to it, I mean, we just have so much more downforce than before. Like, just a lot less off throttle time. And the draft is like really strong within 5/10, but not really past that 6/7/10 range. And then also, I mean, just 2/10 of fall off, like across a whole stint of tire fall off. Like, the tires don't wear at all. It's so it's all like adds up together to become pretty packy. And you'd see it like on the restarts and stuff, how much we're brawling until get at least some sort of heat in the tires or anything to like single file it out. But yeah, like it's a brawl for sure.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone want to say hi to on the big win today?
I mean, yeah, shout out all my teammates for running fiercely forward. Yeah, that was good. There were a few people ran the P1 dock set. You know, I put out a set with the double plane aero package, so that helps. Yeah, so that was good. Sucks with Rob, but like that was, yeah, I don't know. At first I thought it was my fault. Thinking back on it, I don't know. That was unfortunate. It would have been fun to race with Rob to see like how we'd compete against him like the whole way through, for sure.
What was going on there? That's a good question. I forgot that. I mean, you were slowing down coming to pit road. what was going on there? I mean, he came up on you pretty quick and then had to take evasive maneuvers. But we don't know his story, but we at least can hear from you. What happened?
He said he was watching Le Mans on his second monitor. So,
Oh my god!
All right. I don't feel bad anymore, I guess. All right. I would actually feel pretty upset if he ran into the back of you and took you out while he was watching Le Mans.
No, it's fine. I mean, I could have done it more gradually as well. Just it's unfortunate, but yeah.
All right.
But,
Well,
this was fun though.
Eyes forward at all times. Well, congratulations on the win, and we will catch you at the next one. But good to see you here, and go get some rest.
Thank you.
Stay up. Now, longest race of the season. Hey, Justin Petschauer is here. Justin, how was your race, sir?
Started 6, about near the end of the first half of the race. Made one small adjustment going down the front, and it decided to pull a Tony Kanaan 2009 Indy 500, but it was just a solid slapper, and it bent the suspension to where I had a parachute on my car.
Mm-hmm.
Restart on lap 91 going on 92. Stack up happens, and somebody gets literally launched up and turned over. I had a front row seat for that one, and I don't know how I made it through both that one and then the one after, but it was fun, but not fun at the same time, especially with the parachute, because we actually had a pretty good car.
It's a long day out there. It's the longest race of the season. A lot of laps. Yeah, so a long day.
And we finished 11th, about 5 or so laps down, courtesy of the parachute.
Okay.
Somebody asked if I was going to run the next one. It's like, no. This is the one and done for me. I'm putting this behind me, and I'm going to Road America, because guess what, guys? Guess what's in the forecast near the end of the race?
Rain.
So that's going to literally turn everything upside down.
Oof, that's gonna be interesting. Wait till you see if you like the graphics of my computer when I do my streaming here. And again, shout out to the guys at Techtopia Systems. Wait till it starts raining. It's in a whole other category of how this thing. I mean, it looks phenomenal. I can't wait till we get to our first rain race. So we might see that as early as next week.
It's going to be interesting, especially with the rooster tail spray. You literally get blinded to where you can't even see where you're going. So, like I said, that's gonna change everything up, and it's gonna be fun.
Well, that's your second split report from Justin Petschauer, our ambassador for the IIS. He came home 11th. Ryan, thanks for joining me here tonight, this afternoon. Now you can go watch Real IndyCar Quals when that kicks off here in the next hour or so. Hopefully they're not having any more weather through Gateway. I haven't looked at the weather radar on my phone since the start of this race, but your thoughts on this?
Clear, don't worry.
Good. Your thoughts on this race? It seems like that additional aero updates that we got to the car seem to be playing a role in today's race.
Yeah, it definitely played a role. You could tell which drivers are on teams and which drivers aren't, because the ones that were prepared had that second element, and they were going way faster than everybody else.
Yeah, that's for sure out there. Any other final thoughts here on Gateway before we move back on to kind of the twisties and turdies of Road America next week?
Not quite on Road America specifically, but it is going to be interesting to see how the second element plays out during the official sessions, especially at Chicagoland.
Ooh, yeah, that's we'll definitely see how that comes into play on the fixed setup side of things. Interesting, yeah, that's a good point. Well, let's get on out of here and give everyone back their Saturdays here so they can go watch IndyCar Quals for real. So that's it for today. Once again, your podium for Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway is Hamilton Akabuizi. Your winner, Kevin Burrell, made it look close, but as we all kind of agreed, Hamilton really had the field covered today. You saw by the number of laps he led and how he kind of just dominated this race by 3, 4, 5 seconds at a time. This is really his race to lose. Burrell finishes second. Tyquilla, a little disappointed at his third place finish, but still does finish third, comes home third. Good finish for him. Join us again next week on Saturday, June 21st at 2 p.m. Eastern for round 9 of the 2025 campaign. As the teams and drivers head up to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin to visit Road America. Again, coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's 2:00 p.m. Eastern time. And as always, for the correct time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy, require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar iRacing Series, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description and donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. We thank you for watching and making us part of your YouTube viewing during NTT IndyCar Race Weeks. Whenever that happens. Thank you very much. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below to let us know what you thought of today's race. If you've enjoyed today's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you gotta hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including starts to the Indy Open and Indy Oval Series this coming week. Join us at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday as we kick off the Open season at Road America, and then return to the channel at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday as the Oval Series begins their campaign in Chicagoland. Hope streams eternal when the points are all at 0, so join us and catch us with all the open wheel action when everyone's tied for the lead for week 1. P1 IndyCar Series Saturday Top Split coverage is presented to you by 4D Racewear. Check out their line of made-for-sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com or click on the link in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, you can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree. Check them out. Again, they're all in the description. So for Antonio, who's out there watching stock cars at Mexico City, Ryan Walker's entertaining guests at home. But we got Ryan Eric King here tonight, also as well as Justin Patchar. Everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gatto saying all thanks, and thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Make sure to catch the real stars and cars in the NTT IndyCar Series this Sunday, June 15th, Father's Day, at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox for the Bommarito Automotive Grand Prix or Automotive Group 500. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's a night race, folks. Follow all the action on your local Fox affiliate. You can also follow on the Fox app and on the IndyCar Live app outside of America, or just join Mark Janes and the gang on IndyCar Radio at Sirius XM Channel 215. Be sure to check all your local listings for the correct broadcast times in your area. You can catch us again next week at Road America for the next race of the IndyCar iRacing Series Saturday Top Split on P1. And finally, go Pacers, beat the Thunder, and happy Father's Day. And once again, happy anniversary to my mom and dad. Thank you very much. We'll catch you next time. Good night.